In your company especially, you used to go and stand in front of one small booking desk in one corner of the office, stand in a queue, and then that person would actually give you some kind of itinerary and then you do it. You don't do that anymore. You have eliminated the need for a travel agent. How many times have you actually gone in front of a railway queue and booked tickets? I don't know, I haven't done it for so many years now. irtcc.com.in has saved my life. I don't even know how a railway booking counter looks today. The fact that I don't have to know about it has changed a lot of things. Politics, people when they talk about politics, do you need IT in politics? In India, if you look at it, Shashi Tharoor is the guy who's just tweeting it today. Okay, but Obama raised a lot of his money by using his social network. Really amazing. Believe me, 15 years from now, every MLA is going to have a Twitter ID. It's not an option. He needs to have it. That means, wow, junk that's going to come in because of that. Okay, but then I hope I don't want to follow any of those guys. Nobody cares, okay? For example, my parents used to have this notion that for festivals they had to make sweets because it was hygienic, it was pure, that needs to be given to God. To me, I don't care. I just get some sweets from shop and put it in front of God. My duty is done. Okay. People really don't care about what it is or the background to that. They just want some kind of thing happening. Banks, right? How many of you really know how your banker looks like, your branch manager? Is he black, white, short, tall? No clue. You even don't know where your branch is. At least I don't know. Now, that brings us to a thing that you need certain systems to help you decide on doing stuff. For example, there is this network where you actually pick up the most popular stock that you want to have. Okay, you would be more comfortable, sheep mentality maybe, sheep herd mentality, but then the more stocks that is rated well, you would be comfortable buying that than somebody that is recommended to you by a single stock broker. The way medicine is being handled is again being handled in a distributed manner. You have better diagnostics that is in place. It's so easy that you would want it cross-verified by people who are actually sitting in different countries. In fact, you have transcription business has been there for quite some time, but that's not diagnosis. Here, it's transformed to such an extent that you have specialized things for, even for a simple scan that comes, you get 4 different specialists analyzing your diagnosis. Bionics is another place where it's made a huge leaps and bounds. That's doing something, using some kind of a technology to enhance a natural human part or a normal human part. Okay. There was this guy who was actually a handicapped guy who was banned from, or rather not allowed to compete in the Olympics of able-bodied human beings. Hear the statement again. Able-bodied human beings are afraid of an handicapped man competing with them. It brings you to it makes you a thought that would you be better off being handicapped in the future to come? Well, it looks like. You can also have things like you have an artificial implant into your eyes, which is connected to a spectacles. So whatever you look at get enhanced, goes through their connection there and placed directly in front of your cortex. And so you don't have to miss any of the things that you're doing. And there are some advantages to that. Imagine, extend it to the cloud. You can go to a lecture, your student, my child, maybe she can go and then she can actually sleep in the class. The entire video gets recorded. It goes onto a cloud. She comes back home and plays the video that whenever she wants to. Okay. The other possibility that's happening is you have displays which are attached beneath your screens. Okay, you have sensors which can be put beneath your screens. To the extent that, let's say you go to a sleep, you don't have to have a alarm reminder. It can actually give you a minor shock at 5 o'clock in the morning. Okay. And you sleep even more, it'll increase the percentage by a little bit more. I don't think you would want to sleep beyond that. Your prosthetics is the technology by which you have artificial limbs and other things. That's made tremendous strides in the years, that you have better motors and better polymers which make your hands and legs pretty good. They are smooth in movement, and you have better control over them, to the extent that when somebody is using their prosthetic limb today, it's kind of very difficult to figure out whether it's being artificial or it's being real. It's absurd, okay? One of my friends is actually kind of saving money, because I was telling him, you know what, aren't you worried about you paying so much of, we play badminton and he does it without any warm-up. So I tell him, why are you trying to do that? Aren't you worried about getting your knees damaged? He said, yeah, I know, but I'm saving for that. In my portfolio, I'm saving some money. When I'm 45, I will do a knee replacement. He's ready for it. He's prepared for it. Yeah, okay, knees gaya to ek aur dal do. Fine. You're solved, right? It makes it easy. Bioenhancements is an order of a day. Today, it's being looked at something which can help you in, if you have an handicap, to overcome that, you depend on a bioenhancement. But the way technology is evolving and making it easier and accessible, you would want to have it by selection. Well, is that natural selection? No, but see, natural selection was one of the things in which evolution of human beings used to happen. But now we are kind of interfering with it. Okay, whether that's good or bad, let's not get into that debate. But the fact is, you can interfere with the process of natural selection. When you go to a doctor, he gives you a medicine. Some of those cases, he asks you to put it in your arm or under your armpit, wait for allergy reactions. If you're not allergic to it, then he asks you to continue, because some medicines don't go with somebody else. But the way personalized medicine is changing is dependent on the DNA for you. They're having pretty good success. Most probably in 5 years' time, for 50,000 rupees, you can have your genome that's there. And then you would actually go to the pharmacist and say, you know what, give me a crocin for Kumaran's DNA. And the URL is this. Okay. And you would actually have that crocin delivered to you, designed for your DNA. Eugenics is the way where it was very popular during the Second World War, where people tried to, it's a myth or reality, I don't know, but they were trying to make photocopies of Hitler. So in the sense that you don't like the color of your hair, if you feel you are too short, you can actually engineer yourself to become tall, or your kids or their children, whatever, change their color, height, whatever. You can actually make synthetic proteins from ground up, out of nothing. It's not just that you're changing the way, you're building it up from out of thin air. That takes us to the concept of having to use, experiments are having success today with trying to use biological material as logic gates. We have hit the Moore's law, where you cannot get more transistors into a constrained space, that you're only scaling out 2 core, 4 core, 5 core, 6 core. It's not that the number of gates per core has kind of got limited, right? Now, with molecular CPUs coming in, we should be able to cross that barrier, which means that we are ready for a huge technology improvement in terms of processing power. That gives us a lot of opportunities and dangers. There's this concept of singularity. Singularity is the state in which, when certain progress happens or certain changes happens, they are so fast that you really don't know what's happening. If you take in physics, there is a concept of non-linear dynamics. Let's take a spring, okay, and you put a weight of, let's say, 500 grams on that. It increases by 5 mm. I take another 500 grams and then put it on it. It increases by 10 mm. Now I take 50 kilos and put on that. It cracks. It breaks. It's not linear anymore. That